Okay, welcome back, everybody. You may be seated. Thank you so much. Okay, Ms. Schneider, please proceed.
Good afternoon again. All right, good afternoon again, Dr. Bethany as well. All right, so where we left off was Dr. Bethany talking about an American Cancer Society chapter called Cancer of the Head and Neck, dealing with this subject that we've been talking about, black tobacco. So if we could put that on the screen. And we'll go to the next page, I believe, Mr. Morrison. And if you can zoom in on, So Dr. Matrani, the American Cancer Society is saying that a major difference in these two tobacco types is that the alkalinity of black tobacco causes it to be irritating to the respiratory mucosa. Deep inhalation is less well tolerated than with blonde tobacco products. For this reason, it is theorized that black tobacco products might exert a greater effect on the upper aerodigestive mucosa, while blonde products have a greater effect on the lower respiratory mucosa. And this is supported by data showing a greater risk of larynx cancer than lung cancer in persons using black tobacco products. And did I read that correctly?
Yes.
And now, Dr. Matrani, if a smoke stays in a person's upper airway and they don't inhale it down into their lungs, then their larynx could be exposed to the carcinogens in smoke, right?
Correct.
And so laryngeal cancer can be caused by the type of exposure that's not full inhalation into the lungs, right?
That's correct.
So now let's go to the middle of the next paragraph. And it talks about how black tobacco has a 59-fold increased risk of laryngeal cancer, while blonde flue-cured tobacco is associated with a 25-fold risk. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did.
So based on this article, it's saying that black tobacco poses a greater risk than blonde tobacco for laryngeal cancer specifically, right?
That's what this article says, correct.
All right, Dr. Matrani, so let's move then to the topic that we've discussed a couple of times, but something called declining risk. And I think you mentioned that what the concept of declining risk is that once a person quits smoking, their risk of getting cancer or other disease caused by smoking decreases over time, right?
Correct.
And that was what you were explaining to the jury.
Correct.
So I want to ask you some questions about the differences in declining risk for smoking blonde tobacco versus black tobacco, okay? If you smoke blonde tobacco and you quit for 15 years, then your risk of getting laryngeal cancer is basically indistinguishable from that of a person who never smoked, right?
Repeat that again?
Sure. If you smoke blonde tobacco, the tobacco that is used in cigarettes in the United States, and you quit for 15 years, your risk of getting laryngeal cancer is basically indistinguishable from that of a person who never smoked.
You're basing that on a study, I assume.
I'm basing that on your own opinion. Is that your opinion?
I can't say exactly if it's zero risk.
Okay. Well, you would say that it's almost near baseline, right?
It's significantly decreased, correct.
Okay. And so you agree that people who smoke black tobacco still have an elevated risk of 200% for developing laryngeal cancer, specifically, even 20 years after quitting, correct?
That's one of the studies that was presented to me at deposition that I read into the documents.
And so do you agree with that, Dr. Matrani?
Again, that's what that study says, so I would have to agree that that study is correct.
And now, when you were shown that study at your deposition, I believe it was the April 29th deposition, right?
I'm not sure if it's January or April, it doesn't matter.
Well, you said, I think, that you received 2 boxes from your deposition, right?
Correct.
And in those boxes, you received copies of all these studies that were shown to you in the deposition, right?
I didn't look at the boxes. I don't think I got the articles given to me.
Okay, but you do have 2 boxes of materials that you received from these depositions, right?
I have the 2 boxes of the deposition.
Okay. And you haven't looked to see if those articles were in there, right?
I have not looked at the boxes.
And since the time you were deposed in April, you haven't found any contrary data to refute this point, right?
Correct.
And you know that there's a whole body, not just one study, of published peer-reviewed literature supporting this idea that there is a continued 200% increased risk for laryngeal cancer even after 20 years of quitting black tobacco.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I just included the exact verbiage and my thing was not where it's supposed to be. Okay. Sustained.
Dr. Matrani, you agree that the Journal of Epidemiology is a reputable journal and authoritative source, correct?
It's a reputable journal. I do not read it. It is not part of my specialty.
But it's an authoritative journal, right?
I cannot comment on that since I am not an epidemiologist.
Well, let's look at volume 2 of your deposition. And we're going to go to page 198, lines 24 through 199.5.